Welcome to another Sewing for a Living tutorial in which I'm going to show you how to replace elastic in casing or in a separate fabric piece. In this example, I'm working on the top of a stripeless dress and the elastic is put in a separate fabric piece. The steps would be the same if the elastic happens to be in a casing. Also, it's the same process if the elastic was in a waistband or somewhere else, like in cuffs, for example. We are going to need a piece of new elastic that is approximately as wide as the old one or more narrow, a safety pin, and a pair of clippers or a seam ripper. This alteration is requested often in our studio, although in most cases we need to put a tighter elastic on PJ bottoms, skirts and pants. I'm going to replace the elastic because she outgrown the dress, but everything else seems to fit. When the elastic is sewn in casing or in a separate piece like this one, it is usually unattached to the fabric. Sometimes it might be fixed at the side seams with a straight stitch or accidentally caught in the joining seams. Check it out before you start breaking the stitches. You might have to unpick a bit more stitching than I do in this example to take the whole elastic out of the tunnel. I like to open approximately 2 inches or 5 centimeters hole so that I can work these later. Now I can pull the old elastic out and remove it. I'm going to cut through it and pull it out of the tunnel. It seems that some of the stitches are holding the elastic, so I need to locate them and break them as well. Here is the new elastic I'm about to put in. Usually I would cut it prior to inserting and leave 1 inch on each side for overlapping. This time I replace it because it is too tight, so I want it as wide as the fabric. I'm going to put it in first and then cut. If you are working on a waistband, you can use the waist elastic size chart for kids you can find in the description of this video. Or you can measure directly on the waist, pulling the elastic a bit so that it does its job. I'm going to secure the safety pin on one side of the elastic and insert it into the tunnel. I'm going to pull the fabric back so that the safety pin moves forward until it shows on the other side through the hole. I'm going to distribute the elastic evenly in the tunnel, being careful not to twist it. Then I'm going to cut the excess out, leaving 1 inch more on each side to overlap when sewing. Next, I'm going to sew the two sides of the elastic overlapping together. I like to make a little square. You might make a couple of forward and backward stitches, and that will do the job as well. Then I'm going to put the elastic back in the tunnel and close the hole I've opened in the beginning. Here is the result. We gave that dress some extra time to be enjoyed. I hope you liked this tutorial. If so, give it a like and subscribe. Tell me what you think and thank you for watching.